I'm no stranger to electric scooters, and I've tried Lime, Bird, and even the Gyrocopter's Flash 3.0. You can check that review right over here in the description, but that review came out 2 years ago, and electric scooters have come a long way since then. I'm going to get right into the HiBoy S2 scooter that the company sent out to me. They said, hey, we need your honest opinion on the scooter, what we can improve, and we want to know if you would ever buy this at the current price. I happily obliged because I know that you all want to check it out as well. I've taken the scooter on multiple trips and wanted to see how it would fare with daily usage, up and down hills, and in varying circumstances. I've organized this video into chapters, but I highly recommend you don't skip parts as I talk about what I like and what I dislike throughout the video for each component. Let's start with packaging and just unboxing the scooter itself. I think the company did a bang up job with the packaging because when you bang it up, it really doesn't affect the product itself. I had some rips in the box and it looked like it took a beating during shipping, but due to the styrofoam protection inside, the scooter looked like it was brand new. What do we have in the box? The scooter itself, be careful when pulling it out because the handlebar is disassembled and you don't want to rip the wiring apart. There is the power adapter and we also have the Allen keys and screws required to assemble the handle, along with a more detailed instruction manual. Attaching the handlebar was a bit of a task as the shaft of the scooter does not have much space to stuff the wires inside and close it down. You definitely need some patience here as you don't want to damage anything, but trust me, there is just enough room to stick everything inside.
That's what she said. Or he said.
Once you have the wires perfectly adjusted, you can tighten the 4 included screws, and that's it. You're ready to ride. If you are a new rider of an e-scooter, I highly recommend wearing a helmet and protecting yourself. It's quite simple to pick up after a couple of tries, but I'll leave that to your discretion. Design-wise, I am thoroughly impressed by the way this scooter was built. A majority of the build is high-quality aluminum alloy and it feels really solid. The rubber textured platform provides incredible grip when I'm riding, and the handlebars have great grip as well. Speaking of the platform though, uncovering a portion of the rubber padding will reveal an optional area to put a seat, something that HiBoy sells separately and would be a really good addition for anyone who has a hard time standing for long periods. It didn't feel uncomfortable at all even when riding for a solid half hour. The kickstand is solidly built, snaps into place, and makes the scooter very stable. The handlebar has a perfect width so that you don't have to get cramped easily, and on the right hand side we have the throttle for acceleration along with the brake handle and bell. I'll talk about why I don't like this design choice later. The left side has the throttle for the electronic brake. In the middle, we have the LCD panel which displays the battery bar, speed, and any enabled options such as the headlight and speed mode. The charging port is also on the upper stem near the handlebar. Also an interesting design choice. It has a rubber cap to prevent water from coming in. I suspect they did position it this way to keep it far away from water while riding on a wet surface. You can lock the stem in place by using this locking mechanism, although it is quite cumbersome and I wish this design would change. Unfortunately, this is standard with most scooters at the moment. Collapsing the scooter is quite easy compared to others I've used, and I do like the spring-loaded mechanism when folded. It's quite sturdy when carrying around, and I have no doubt that this mechanism will stand the test of time. I would give folding and unfolding the scooter a solid 9 out of 10 as it was quite easy despite those minor flaws. It is also quite portable, and I also am able to fit it in the corner of my cramped condo, even in the back of the trunk of my Ford Fusion. I do like how the back portion of the scooter is primarily steel. This is perfect for wrapping a lock around it when leaving it out. The power button is in the middle and it's used for the following controls. Holding the button powers on the scooter and also powers it off. Pressing the power button when the scooter is on toggles the light. Pressing it twice changes the speed mode between comfort and sport. Pressing it 3 times toggles the cruise control. The wheels are what really matter here, as this is what determines the smoothness and the comfort of the ride. We have solid tires, no air, so no chance of it popping. This does have its drawbacks though, such as a much harsher ride, and I can feel almost everything the front wheels hit. But the rear suspension does an amazing job of minimizing the bumpiness, and it does do really well when navigating through gravel or bumpier environments. I would recommend this for smooth pavement and suggest you avoid any major cracks or holes in the pavement because you will feel it. The dual braking system is one that I truly appreciate on this scooter. We have an electronic regenerative front brake and a rear disc brake which can be controlled via two ways. The electronic brake can be activated with the easily accessible thumb control on the left handlebar. The disc brake can be activated with the traditional lever on the right hand side. I love that they give you two options, but I usually prefer the smoother electronic braking. Not to mention, the front brakes use a kinetic energy recovery system which charges the battery every time you use the brake. The disc brake stops the scooter very abruptly, but that was what it was meant for. Emergency situations. I should note, I don't like the placement of the rear brake lever as it doesn't make logical sense. I wish they put the lever on the opposite side in conjunction with the electronic brake, as your human instinct will be to compartmentalize your ability to speed up or slow down. But this is personal preference and not a deal breaker at all. So how does a scooter perform during real world usage? Well, I took it on multiple trips and the rides have been incredibly enjoyable. Riding on pavement is extremely smooth, although as mentioned before, you will notice slightly when you go over cracks or bumps. I feel more confident riding this scooter knowing that you won't get caught with a flat if you drive over anything else. The torque is amazing when I'm in sport mode and it picks up speed quite quickly. It can operate in warm and cold temperatures, and since it has rained a couple times here, I've still taken it out. Although not recommended, it still worked like a champ. The scooter reaches a maximum speed of 19 miles per hour, which is very fast, and it was able to hit that speed on really flat and smooth terrain. This does vary depending on your terrain, so keep that in mind. The scooter has quite the ride turn radius, although you probably don't want to turn too sharply or you'll end up falling flat on your face. I had no issues maneuvering and avoiding potholes on a whim. I was also able to take it on some uphill areas, although not too high. Nothing higher than 10 to 15 degree angles. It did slow down significantly, but was able to make it without any problems. The scooter has a weight limit of 264 pounds or 120 kg, and I'm about 174 pounds, and it was able to handle my weight without any issues. You can press the power button 3 times to activate cruise control, and the best thing about that is you can set the desired minimum cruise control speed within the companion app, which we will talk about later. The HiBoy S2 comes with a fairly big battery, and the charging adapter is quite standard compared to other scooters. The LED on the charging brick itself indicates when it's charging, which will show you a red light, and then when it's fully charged with a green light. I don't like the fact that the LED is green by default even when it's not plugged in. I wish it would just default to no light at all when unplugged. Charging the scooter to full takes about 5 to 6 hours from the 1 bar point. If you aren't riding on perfectly flat, smooth terrain, then there will be a definite dip in the scooter's range before you have to recharge. The regenerative braking feature is pretty cool, and the battery level actually increases when you brake after speeding down a hill. I usually charge the scooter when there are 2 of the 5 bars left because I'm always quite paranoid it would leave me stranded. I am not the type to wait until the low fuel light comes on in my car either, so if that's you, you'll have no problems going down to 1 bar. Now the scooter does retain its charge extremely well. I left it for about a month after things got busy and the weather was bad. However, when I took it back out again to ride, it only dropped by 1 bar. It averages a distance of about 25 kilometers on a single charge. It lasted pretty much a full day of riding around downtown straight, and over the course of 1 week, I took it out every single day, traveling about 3 kilometers both ways to grab coffee, and it didn't need a charge until Sunday. This was on sport mode all the time and also riding on flat terrain. There is a power saving mode that can stretch your ride for much longer. I love the fact that the scooter has a companion app. There's a bit you can do within it in terms of control, and if you get an optional phone holder, it will act as a much more comprehensive dashboard for your scooter. It was easy to pair with Bluetooth, and the app is available for both Android and iPhone. It's not really required, but one of the best features in the app is the ability to lock and unlock the scooter and prevent the motor from running in lockdown mode. This does have a caveat, however. It is not meant to be locked for long periods of time, as the display will remain on, constantly displaying a P for park and thus draining your battery. If you have a quick errand to run or it's a short-term parking situation, it will work in conjunction with a physical lock to deter thieves. The app can also be used to turn the scooter on or off, lock the scooter, toggle kickstart versus zero start, toggle all lights, display speed in real time, display battery info and voltage levels, enable and adjust cruise control, set your ride mode, set a max speed limit, and display warnings or error codes. My only other suggestion for improvements here would be to customize the name of my scooter, something I could not do or find anywhere in the app. At the time of this video, the scooter retails for 400 USD and they usually run some great deals often with some coupons, as you can see. I've included my Amazon links down below, as well as their main site for you to get the best price and discounts on the scooter. Buying from those links is just your way of thanking me for this review. As an entry-level scooter for beginners or intermediate riders, I would definitely recommend this to everyone I know. It can handle most terrain and it's incredibly reliable for short trips. I think the build quality, battery life, and the price all align perfectly to give you a peppy scooter that should last you for years to come. And the fact that it has a companion app and quite a bit of customizable options makes this an obvious choice and one that stands apart from the competition. Hey, if you enjoyed this review, give it a thumbs up, and I have more scooter reviews coming in the future along with a bunch of other cool tech in the pipeline, so hit that subscribe button if you want to be the first to know when that drops. I appreciate you watching this video till the end. My name is J.I. Thank you for kicking it with me.